Oh yes, welcome back everybody to me here on remote at the Telus World of Science, having a blast of a time. I gotta say, this place, you could be here for 2 hours, you could be here for literally 2 days, and you would never get your fill. It's so great with people like Sam, of course, at the lead, giving great experiments and demos throughout your time here. It's just awesome. Earlier we talked about basic versus acidic.
Good work. Yeah.
Somebody's listening. And now we're going to talk about snowflakes. And certainly there's a lot of them here at this time of year, and no two are the same.
That is true. No two are the same, as far as we can tell.
Right.
I haven't collected every single snowflake, to be sure, but...
And then the ones that might have been just melted right before our eyes.
Yeah, we wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Here at Tuesday, we like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. So over the holiday season...
Love it.
We're open late every day from December 26th all the way to January 8th, a nice long break. And during that time, we're going to be doing things like making mathematically accurate snowflakes.
I didn't know that there were mathematically inaccurate snowflakes.
Well, there aren't in nature. That's kind of the point. But when people make paper snowflakes, they often forget or don't know that snowflakes always have 6 symmetrical points.
Really?
Always.
Really?
Because of the way that water bonds to itself when it crystallizes, you're always going to get a 6-sided or hexagonal crystal structure.
Huh.
So if you are very careful and you fold properly and you cut out, you can create your very own mathematically accurate snowflake, which will have 6 symmetric points.
So I have made a lot of mathematically inaccurate snowflakes in my day.
I'm not going to hold it against you. I know. I mean, a lot of people just don't know.
So you're saying no matter what condition is created in, no matter how the snowflake looks, there are 6 points on each snowflake because of the way they crystallize.
That is correct.
That is super amazing. So in a weird way, they're kind of all the same.
They all have, yes, an internal symmetry that is the same as each other. They all have something in common.
Internal symmetry. I'm going to hang out with you more often because these are phrases that don't come trippingly off my tongue. That's awesome. Okay, you've also got this wonderful tree here.
This is called the Sierpinski triangle. So we call this our festive fractals. It's made, you start off with just one small triangle. And when you put 3 of those small triangles together, you get a bigger triangle. If you put 3 of those bigger triangles together, you get an even bigger triangle. And you can keep going forever and ever and ever. I stopped at 81 triangles. I thought that was enough. So we encourage people to color it in and to find different patterns in this triangle structure. It's an example of a fractal, so they're getting used to the idea of this mathematical concept of a fractal, while at the same time finding patterns and playing with different things that they may find in there.
It's like, this is the great thing about these kind of programs, is that they're learning, but they're having so much fun they just don't know.
No idea.
I love it. Oh, you've also got a stack of books there I would be remiss if we did not mention before we go to break.
Absolutely. So we have our story time up in Discoveryland, which is our early childhood gallery for 8 and under. So during story time, over that 2-week holiday period, we're going to concentrate on winter-themed stories. So we have stories about what happens to animals in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
Who's snoring and who's not.
Gotcha.
We have stories about polar bears.
Awesome.
And we also have a great little story about a real man who collected snowflakes for most of his life and studied them. He was one of the first people to figure out that they have 6 sides.
How do you collect snowflakes?
Very carefully.
Like, that's amazing. That's a whole other story. When we come back, we're going to have one more segment with Sam before we go into the other gallery, and she's got a friend. His name is Iggy, and he's adorbs. That's all I'm going to say. He is, isn't he?
He's great.
I mean, he's a crawler, and he's adorable. Right now, though, back to you.